on everything. With the situation over there at Fred Meyer, I probably could have gotten away with staying there quite a bit more if it hadn't been for bullshit with Tom and with Molly. There's also the fact that the stuff with Molly is unfucking avoidable and that Tom is instigating it at this point. If the things he told me are true, then he needs to turn her ass in. If the things that he told me are lies, then he took advantage of me. It's one or the other. There's no gray area on this. So, I guess let's get started. I'm gonna play the call that I just made because, I mean, fuck, they gotta make every goddamn thing complicated and I have to make it myself. That is inhumane. That is a fucking horrible goddamn thing to do to somebody who can be victimized at will by anybody if they're alone. And often are, especially because you gotta try to turn in police officers to the blue line of bullshit. The officers here have already committed crimes to assist officers in other areas with getting away with their crimes. These cops are making excuses for people who committed felonies against me, instead of doing their jobs to investigate crimes against people like Molly. This officer wanted to repeatedly change the subject and talk over me. This officer is a piece of shit. His name is Martinez. Anyway. The situation needed to be taken seriously and wasn't. And still isn't. She's not going to advocate for me. She's not even going to look at fucking evidence. She'll help me with the paperwork, maybe. What am I supposed to do in the meantime? Take more victimization and then, what, maybe it'll happen on Monday? Or maybe I'll get fucking victimized by Monday. Which is very likely to happen. I need somebody to help me to turn in the fucking crimes when they fucking happen. Don't tell me anything you ain't willing to tell the police. And if the police won't listen, I'm putting it on the fucking internet. So you best be prepared for that. Don't bullshit me. So we'll play this one. This one's from just now. Alright, so we're calling to change their general number.
Hello, you have reached the voicemail of Call to Safety, formerly the Portland Women's Crisis Line. Please leave a message and we will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have not heard back from us within an hour, please call again. Please leave your name, your number, and indicate if it's safe to call you back and leave a message. Your message is confidential. Thank you.
No, it ain't. I can't do anything confidential.
My name is Sean Schwartz. I am dealing with ongoing abuse, about 6 years worth. I need help with advocacy and turning this in. There's a lady named Monica, and she was helping me through Tides of Change here in Tillamook. The thing is that the victimization is happening too often and too rapidly, and we're not getting anything done to stop it. It's been 3 weeks, and this woman that I tried to turn in yesterday, last night, wanted to make my life a living Hades even more. She has a history of physical abuse against people, and last night she wanted to beat on my car and break a bottle, and I need help. My phone number is, my name is Sean Schwartz, and I need help stopping this. I
The great
can't
thing
just
is I
keep
can
on having
pause
to
that when
turn
I give
things
my
into the
phone number.
police alone, because they don't help. Not males especially. When I am victimized, I can't go through 3 weeks of jumping through hoops in order to get someone to help me to turn it in. Anyway, please give me a call back.
To replay, press 1. To append this recording, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3. For special delivery options, press 9. To send this message now, press pound. Message delivered. If you know your party's extension number, enter it now. For the directory, press pound. If you are calling from a rotary-type telephone, please say...
Fucking, why do they have to make it complicated? Why can't you just talk to a person?
It's fucking
Alright,
horseshit.
so we're calling...
Alright, so we'll get on to the next one, right? We're down to a little under 50% battery on that, and we're down to 30% battery on this.
Kaiju chain.
Let me see. This one's 2 hours long. This one's from yesterday. And because of the situation last night, it don't matter how much I wanted to keep it private, I can't. The officer only wanted to focus on the dude with the dolphin RV, so the thing is, Molly is a very clear and present danger and has been continuing to pull her onslaught of bullshit. I keep thinking about this 16-year-old girl in Texas and what she's probably having to go through right now. Because Hood River didn't want to do shit. The Dalles didn't want to do shit. They wanted to victimize me for trying to get help. And every single one of these times, these people got away with victimizing me because I had to go in alone.
Hello. How are you doing?
Not too good.
Why, what's wrong?
Well, I don't have any money to pay my insurance. So if I lose my vehicle, I lose all of the evidence. It's kind of the whole point of running around for the last 6 years, trying to get help from mandated reporters so that I could actually show that evidence. And now I'm going to lose it all if I can't get my insurance paid. But there's also the fact that I'm still having to deal with victimization by people here in town. And I got to be able to turn that in, but I can't turn it in solo because I'm a homeless person.
So, when is your insurance due?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your insurance?
I was pretty sure it was.
It is
Well, tomorrow's
insurance.
Saturday. So, would it be due like Monday?
Yeah, today is Friday. That would be today's due.
You see how overwhelming just the insurance shit is for me? I can barely function. I have to run around and get all of these resources before I can turn my predators in.
For 7 days.
What's your insurance?
Insurance.com. Make sure that I'm telling the truth on that though, because
That's $60.
yes, ma'am.
I think it's $60.
You ask Carol.
I've gone there and filled out their paperwork. They wanted me to go fill it out again, so I did. But that's the first thing I asked them about.
What did they say?
They changed the subject and pointed me in the direction of other services, including here. Sorry, I'm trying to find my insurance company. It'll tell me on here. It's just.
So, one thing that I have tried to do is call the Nebraska Social Security office, and I would be on hold forever. So it's kind of impossible to get a hold of them. There is a thing to set up an account to see where the status of your thing is if you want to do that.
We already had it set up. The problem is the lady who's doing that. Her name is Megan Miscadis, and she was taking advantage of the situation. So she's got all of that information. I don't know how to get it from her.
Right, well, we can make a new account. Do you want us to do that?
We can try, but as far as turning in the abuse that I'm taking here, what do I do about that?
What abuse?
Well, the situation with that Molly lady, as well as trying to.
I'm going to pause this for a second because I already told her about Molly. There's, I want to say, 3 or 4 recordings altogether with Monica. So there might be 5 because of a couple of phone calls. But that's the thing, is that I let her know about the abuse from Molly and also about the abuse from that guy with the dolphin. And I let her know 3 weeks ago about the situation with my disability and that we really need to work on that together. And at that point, she did try. We were on hold for a while. And like she said, she made some calls and she was on hold for a while. That's the thing, is that nothing ever gets done because none of these government agencies are ever fucking home. They never answer their goddamn phone. They keep you on fucking hold for forever. You got this person who's only got an hour that they're allowed to spend on you, and you spend 2 hours on the goddamn phone waiting on a government fucking asshole to actually fucking answer. What a bunch of ass wipes.
I'm an at-risk adult. I can't just take abuse and not be able to turn it in when I'm abused. That's the problem with the last 6 years, is that no homeless person gets to turn in their abuse, especially if they're male. And that's the issue that I've been dealing with, is that everywhere I go, I get abused, and I'm told, oh, well, you should go somewhere else, you should go somewhere else. There's nowhere else to go. No matter where I go, people want me to march off into the ocean. And I can't just keep doing that. I can't just keep trying to turn in my abuse to police by myself, only to be abused or neglected by the police to the point that I have to move again and again and again and again. I've moved over 50 times since I've been volunteering under so shocked.
So I'm not telling you to go like anything. So we're just going to do this so you can try to, so we can see where you're at on your thing. Because I think it's important for you to get your Social Security as soon as possible so you can pay your insurance and so you won't need to.
See, that's the thing. We should have done that 3 weeks ago.
I'm going to lose it anyway because I started this 6 months ago in the river and nobody helped me there. Instead, they told me.
That's the thing, is that these people aren't doing any fucking math. Helping 6 fucking months of jumping through fucking hoops. She's talking about paying my insurance with that. No, we should have done that fucking 3 goddamn weeks ago. She should have made those calls with me. Like I said. It's not my fault that they have limited time. It's also not my fault that I am continually victimized because they have such a limited time.
Dalles. I went to the Dalles and I got abused there. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to turn in abuse.
I don't know why she's getting this idea that they're just going to magically reinstate it and all of my money like that. No, she should have paid attention to what I was trying to explain to her last time a little bit better. I understand it's a new situation. I'm a new person and I'm going in alone. But the thing is, no, we don't need to be recording other people's peoples. Anyway, the situation here is beyond wrong. Now, yeah, I do need my disability money, and we do need to get that started. We needed to get it started 3 weeks ago, and she needed to take the situation seriously and trust the information I was giving her. She was not doing that. She was trying to change the subject to other things as well, and we can't have that.
Statewide, as far as Oregon goes, I'm here because I need to turn in abuse elsewhere. I shouldn't have to keep on moving. I should have been allowed to turn in my predators in those places. There should have been somebody to go in with me so that I could safely turn in people when they're abusing me, and I still can't do that. I mean, for the last 6 years, I've been jumping through the hoops for the housing thing, for the disability thing, and those take forever. And while we're doing that, these predators are getting away to do it to others and to do it to me repeatedly. It's also not helping me to clear my name. I'm not allowed to defend myself. I get called mentally ill, they pretend I'm schizophrenic, and then everything that they did magically goes away. No crime, no harm, no foul, because, well, that's the way America really works. I still need to be able to turn in my predators. I am trying to look it up. The insurance company that I have.
Yeah, I was trying to look for my insurance thing while I was talking to him.
I've been trying to turn it in cost here. They just simply don't care. My disabilities prevent me from doing a lot of stuff for myself, like I can't even do my own taxes. I'm not finding my insurance. Sorry, go ahead. I don't mind doing that stuff with the disability, but it's not going to show up in time for me to pay my insurance, and I do need to turn in crimes.
So what you're saying is you already called.
No, I'm not putting hours.
Someone needs to go in with me to talk to the police. That's what Monica's not getting. That's what none of these people are fucking getting. You have to make the call with me. With me, with me, with me, with me. If you make the call with me, there's a chance they will do their job instead of breaking the fucking law. Fucking deterrent to cops breaking the law. If you are not there and you are not present and you are not on the phone, you are not deterrent. They will break the law, and you have made it 10,000 times more difficult for the victim because now they have to fight through cops who have committed fucking felonies. So when I repeatedly explain to these people, I'm coming to you to get help turning in these crimes, telling me to call them myself is not fucking help. Neither is refusing to look at evidence.
For me, call the police. Someone has to be there with me. I can't do it by myself. I will be blown off. I have a penis. If I was in a house, that wouldn't make as much of a difference as it does. It would make a lot of difference as far as the domestic abuse situation goes, because most of the men I know who are physical abusers won't call the cops because they're afraid they'll get arrested. The ones that I recorded the situation where their ex or current person they're dating was beating on them, they still have to be afraid that they're going to be arrested. Now it's even worse when people out on the streets with the like So on and so forth. That's insane.
So Molly is the person on the reminder, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she live there? Did she work there?
She lives by there.
And why did she know it?
Because she's crazy. She came here with a guy named Tom, like 8 years old. So when people don't give her what she wants, they should be allowed to speak. She was extremely rude. And just basically yelling at people. Anyway, Tom was like 80. She was taking pretty severe advantage of him, and he was trying to escape. So I was trying to help him. She's made everybody. But then when she doesn't get away, she called the cops and said everybody else was crazy. She called the cops and told them that I was crazy. She was afraid of a bunch of stuff that literally is never going to happen. The reason she was making those calls is because I helped out Tom, and that takes away her control.
So the one that was
No, she was abusing both of us. She was trying to get both of us harmed. She actually threw things at Tom. But she was threatening to kill me and trying to incite others to commit violence against me, and I have recordings with Tom about that situation. That's one of the things about having to record it. I have to record it. Otherwise, people just say, oh, well, it never happened. Well, it's one thing for somebody to say it never happened. It's another thing to produce evidence that it did. But then other people kick me in the teeth and stab me in the back. That I can't trust anybody. I can't trust what everybody else tells you about. It just depends on the price. Most people's price is their pride. Anything that will potentially embarrass them will make them look bad. And they'll throw you away like trash. She was threatening to kill me because she didn't get what she wanted. Control over Tom.
so maybe this avoid going to Fred Meyer.
No, I can't avoid going to Fred Meyers as far as attorney crimes and against me. That's how I ended up with this problem 6 years later. I'm still trying to get people to stop telling me to move on or ignore it or move elsewhere or travel on to somewhere else or no, I'm stuck in this area. I don't have the ability to move on to somewhere else. Just to have to start over again. This is over 40 times I have literally had to start over in 6 years. Avoiding a certain place or a certain area deprives me, first of all, of the resources and familiarity of the area. And second of all, this can't just keep on happening and people tell me, hey, well, why don't we just ignore it and look the other way? No, that allows that predator to harm more people, not just myself, not just Tom. If it was a matter of just not going to Fred Meyer, if it was a matter of just not going to Chapel, Nebraska, if it was a matter of just not talking to people from Virginia, if it was a matter of any of that, this problem would be solved years ago. Natalie volunteers dead because people wanted to do things that they go, well, what if you're not in Virginia? What if it's your mother? It's not that girl's mother at that point, it's her friends. Her junkie friends at that point in Colorado who were making my life living hell. But people don't want to hear that. Now, 6 years later, I'm still being confused. I still can't go to schools. And people still want to redirect me to go somewhere else. Well, why don't you just go hang out at Safeway instead? Well, why don't you just go hang out at the churches? Why don't you travel to here? Why don't you travel to there? The thing is that I've spent the last 6 years traveling, trying to turn in my predators so I can stop the ongoing abuse. And no matter where I go, I'm told by these different services they're supposed to help people if get knocked out moved elsewhere. Well, let's try to get you into housing, Sean. All right, well, once you get me into housing, though, we still have to worry about the fact that I'm being victimized, and I need to be able to turn in my creditors when something happens. Not have to set up and schedule and reschedule 5 different meetings so that I can hopefully maybe turn in somebody by this point victimized me 8 to 10 times in that period of time. And I still have to try to turn it in, and it's still extremely complicated. Now we're 6 months down the road, people are asking me questions like, why did you turn it in 6 months ago? I did try to turn it in 6 months ago. And that's the thing, is that I am incredibly frustrated with people trying to tell me, move along, so on and so forth. And that thing with Fred Myers, I mean, that's the thing. It was just a matter of not being Fred Myers, but it's not Fred Myers, it's the whole country. No matter where I go, I'm going to have to deal with people like that. And I have no defense. I have no roof over my head. I have my vehicle that I live in, and that is more of a detriment than anything else at this point. Meanwhile, it's full of them 6 years worth of abuse, and not just 6 years worth of abuse, but 6 years of being told, well, have you gone here, have you gone there, have you called these people, have you called those people? And I explain, if I call it by myself, it doesn't do me any good. And then these people continue to tell me, oh, well, if you call this place, this place, this place, this place. Meanwhile, all along the line, I'm making all of these phone calls, but nobody is there to make the phone calls with me. So then it becomes an argument over whether or not I'm trying, because I'm having to try alone. And that's where I am frustrated at this point, is that we jump down this rabbit hole 1,000 times, but we have to be able to get something going about the ongoing abuse.
Okay. So when I first came in here, I didn't honestly really get people were concerned about the insurance and stuff like that. So that's camera I'm focusing on right now. I'm thinking that you want to take a report from not now, right? So that's why you want to focus on it.
The thing is that all of this ties in together. It's a big giant mess.
It is, but the thing is how we can address like all these things in one day, right? We can talk about that, but if we're gonna do things, we just focus on one thing at a time, right?
And that's what I tried to focus on last time. That one thing at a time needs to be worked on terminating my creditors. As far as getting my disability back, there's a bunch of twists and turns to go along with that. Language to go along with the situation. You don't exactly know what's going on, but it's crazy to get I just hold the check.
I do want to point out that the fact that I don't have a place that I can go park and not get messed with now. Yeah, there's been 3 weeks of time in between the first time that I let these folks know about this and now. 3 weeks of victimization by Molly. 3 weeks of trying to jump through the hoops that they want me to jump through. Well, fine, we can try to jump through your hoops, but I need to be able to turn in crimes against me. Instead of jumping through hoops that don't fucking work and won't work for at least 6 to 8 months because people fucking screwed the pooch already. I'm not gonna go through 6 more months of fucking abuse waiting on a maybe. I am not going to be able to ignore the abuse when it is going to result in the evidence that I'm trying to show getting stolen by the very people I'm trying to turn in before anything ever fucking happens. Why did all of these officers get away with the things that they have done? Because not one of these mandated reporters wanted to do their fucking jobs. They all wanted to redirect me to something else. Oh, well, once we have this, then it'll happen. No, I started off listening to that shit from Tamara back in 2017. I've heard 6 years of that bullshit. Fuck that bullshit. We need to turn in these fucking predators now. Because it took 3 weeks, now I'm going to have to go through even more anxiety and more hell and more gas trying to find a place where I'm not going to get fucked with by the police for parking there. Meanwhile, why is it I'm getting fucked with at Fred Meyer's? Because Molly won't stop fucking with me! Obviously, this recording is from yesterday, before the situation with Molly last night. Let's continue.
Just walk away with everything. I agree about the working on one thing at a time to make understand how they can when it comes to get disability. This is stuff that once it gets started, it's going to take years for that to happen. And that can be put off for another day or another session at this point. I have to panhandle for a year. That's the closest that I can get.
If you don't want to create your someone can call on my number and get you on the phone with the police officer so you can report what Molly did.
What Molly's been doing to me and to others. And, I would prefer it if they were in person, then I could use my phone and actually show the evidence. And that's one of the things about me traveling around for 6 years, explaining to people I don't have to take
Yeah. So this is so you want me to call them and ask if they can come here and speak with you. This is what we want to do today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I need a release.
Yep, I filled out the release. Filled out 2 of them, actually.
You know their last name.
See, this is why family needs to do this. There's no jurisdictional hindrances for family to speak the fuck up.
I don't.
For all of these places, they use jurisdiction as an excuse to do nothing.
How do you know that they don't?
They've harassed me about her on multiple occasions. She called the cops to try to have me committed. I was hang around with her or deal with any of her BS. And she was doing the same thing to Tom. She tried to have him committed. We're dragged back to her camp trying to claim it.
So the thing is that like anything that she did to Tom would have to call and make her report, right? So we need to focus on what she did.
That's the thing is that with Tom wouldn't have to call anything. I have it recorded. That's the thing is that this situation involves both Tom and I. That includes the abuse that I have endured at the hands of Tom. That does include Tom in the witness.
Reconnecting. That was the emergency place through Tides of Change. It's a different agency, and we're 17 minutes and 25 minutes into recording that, so we can stop that, and we should probably record that next. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I needed verified, the lady that I spoke with verified. September 26th, 1983. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov. You guys know what he's famous for? He's famous because the things you pretend Jesus did, well, he actually did those things. Stanislav Petrov didn't just save the lives of Christians. He saved the lives of every single man, woman, child, and of course mammal on this planet. We can thank Stanislav Petrov for the fact that each and every one of us is breathing oxygen today. Alright, so this video we will get to after we finish the first one, which is pretty friggin' important.
Talking about those things, being in every conversation about those things, and the situation as far as trying to set up an account thing for disability, I mean, I can do that over the phone with you.
actually do things and not send you other places. But I need to know what you want us to work on.
I need to turn in my predators first. If I can turn them in, that at least gives them some deterrent from doing so. Maybe get a reprieve from the victimization long enough to get something actually done.
Here, living here, right? Because if I call dispatch and we get an officer to speak with you, they're gonna speak with you about things that happen in Trumbull County. You cannot tell them about things that happen in Lincoln County, in Nebraska, in Virginia, anywhere, because it's not in their, you know? So.
That's the problem with having to go to agencies, not having a family. If I had a family, my family could do that. My family wouldn't be tied by all this jurisdictional crap. They would be able to help me to turn stuff in. I don't have a family, which is why I'm sent to services who don't help me because I don't have a family. I understand that none of you are able to do things that family can do, and as far as stuff that's in other jurisdictions, no, if it's happened in the state of Oregon, abuse that I am having to repeatedly flee because of abuse that happened because of people here in Oregon, and yes, I can turn it in anywhere. If I have to flee another county in order to turn it in because the cops in that county are involved in this crap, then yes, I may turn it in any county in Oregon. The problem is that law enforcement are all liars, which means that they're going to lie to you and tell you it's not their job, it's not their job, it's not their job, especially if you're a disabled homeless male, which means that somebody needs to be actively involved. And people aren't getting actively involved. They're telling me to jump through a bunch of hoops I've already jumped through by myself and make phone calls that I've already made by myself.
Right, and I understand that people have to do that. I'm not leaving to do that. And I understand you're upset, but I'm not leaving to do that.
I'm not being upset with you. And I absolutely am upset. I'm upset because I'm still here 6 years later. Nobody's killed me, nobody's helped me. I need someone to actually advocate, actually speak up, and that means I need people to actually live together. People expect me to just go show up to the cops. No, if I can just go show up to the cops, you guys wouldn't have a job for me to do that. None of these agencies that I've gone to, none of them would exist if a homeless person could just go to a cop and say, hey, I've been abused. But then we've got all these different agencies that exist, and we go into them to tell them what's going on, and they want to talk us into moving somewhere else, or traveling somewhere else, or spend all of our resources on something other than turning in our predators. Meanwhile, there's a statute of limitations, and there's a time limit on these things. When somebody like me is out here and scared and alone, when somebody commits a crime against me, I shouldn't have to schedule 6 appointments to try to turn it in. I should be able to call 911 and have somebody do something immediately, but I can't. Someone else has to do it with me, or I will be treated like I am a mentally retarded moron who doesn't know up and down, left and right, or color of blue.
Here's a few pretty long pauses in this video.
Okay, so this is a release of information. We are confidential. I agree to on dispatch and see what is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you want to call off with your phone so they can have your phone to call you back if necessary in the next week?
Alright, so we're gonna have to stop it here. It's 27 minutes and 42 seconds into the recording. My battery is down to 15%. It's gonna disappear rapidly. By the time it gets down to about 6%, it'll disappear in about 5 minutes. So I gotta stop the recording, because if I don't, if it just shuts off, then it might not save the recording. I know that from experience. So, yeah, arguing about it ain't gonna do you any good. I do want to finish playing this because it has the conversation with Officer Martinez and shows his inappropriateness. As far as the lady from Tides of Change goes, I got to get everything out as quickly as possible because I have to fear my evidence disappearing. I have to fear retaliation by law enforcement, and with my insurance getting ready to expire, and I've been looking through to find out when that's supposed to happen. They're supposed to give me a notification beforehand, so I think I still have until the 7th, but I don't know for certain. I don't have any money. Anyway, I want to make sure that I'm able to finish this recording. So hopefully I'll be able to charge it up enough off of the battery on my vehicle that I'll be able to actually finish the recording. This shit sucks. Molly needs to leave me the fuck alone. Tom's not going to do a goddamn thing about it. The cops aren't going to do a goddamn thing about it. I'm hoping Monica will do something about it. I do have the recording with their emergency line for the weekends. No, it's not a real emergency line, but that's alright. The lady was able to give me some useful information. And also to verify that I was telling the truth about several other situations that people want to pretend I'm crazy for saying those things happen. Human trafficking ain't a joke. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.